Hello everyone and welcome back to Blaster Master 02, 01. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay, this is just something we took a look at last time. But now that Eve has her memory back, there's basically a new conversation in pretty much every area that we pass through. There may be even more conversations that I've missed, because I'm not sure when the trigger points are. In RPGs, it's much easier, like in Phantasy Star 4 and Emerald Dragon, because it's much clearer when a story thing has happened in an RPG as compared to a Metroid. Revenge! So yeah, the Sophia 3 is a different metal attacker than the one that was used in Metafight. It's probably why it has so many more abilities. Okay, so apparently there's never really more than one, depending on the place. So we're going to have to be doing a lot of backtracking again. But at least we're going to have new conversations to keep things at least a little bit interesting. As far as the actual Metroid games, though, the ones that have more talking time tend not to be as well loved as the ones with less talking time. I guess people just tend to prefer to think of Samus as all business compared to these crazy teens in Blaster Master. Just making sure. I don't want to miss as much stuff as I normally do. Ah, this is the conversation I was talking about before. Because remember, Jason is a robotics boy. Look, his interest at the moment is professional. Well, if you look at these websites, there is a fan base. Thankfully, as always, the route back is shorter than the route we took to get here. So we're going to have to go all the way back to the industrial section, which effectively means crossing back through the whole of the game so far. Shouldn't be a problem, though. As long as we don't get ourselves blown up through being as stupid. Yep, there's Metafight again. Sophia 3 was the planet that Metafight took place on. Why wheels? Well, actually, the wheels turn to become the swimming equipment or the hover equipment, so that's just the way tank work in this setting, I guess. Time-space problems are not within Jason's professional mandate. Yep, I'm still gonna get damaged by the weakest enemies in the game. That's... Sometimes, I'm gonna be careless. I'm kind of surprised that the only time I've died so far is to that ladder in the ice cave. But y'all should be prepared. There's a boss coming up where death is a very distinct possibility. I don't think I've ever finished it deathless yet. Also, I was wrong. The crab boss in the water area was from the original Blaster Master. It just wasn't really a special fight. Okay, and this is just the thing we had before. And hit the save. More about Fred, the most important character in Blaster Master. That's a pretty long-distance call. You know, I kinda wish we could use Fred's wormhole to just teleport back to the tank whenever. Information is half the battle, or something like that. And that's all of the conference calls we're going to have between now and when we get to the next area. I'm checking the map every now and again just to make sure completely that I haven't missed any power-ups. Because once we get into the final areas of the game, it's going to be a pain to start backtracking. And let's see if there's anything new here. Yeah, just making sure there was nothing new here. So I kind of want to talk about the original Metroid as long as we're playing what's now a Metroid. It's one of those games that has basically been made obsolete by its remake. There is no real reason to go back and play the original NES Metroid apart from historical curiosity, as the remake made many excellent improvements on the actual game while still being Metroid. And the first one has some gameplay decisions that don't really hold up. It's something you see in quite a few games that have been remade every now and again. Like, there's no reason to play the original PC-88 version of Ys 1 and 2 unless you're curious or crazy like me. Ys 1 and 2 Chronicles is a much better version of the game. The complete version, Ys 1 and 2 Eternal, whatever you want to call it. The only earlier version of Ys 1 and 2 that's still worth playing, really, is the Turbo CD version, because that's the only version of the game that was built as the creators of Ys originally intended. It was originally meant to be played through entirely as one game. Okay, Area 7 is a sneaking mission. You're going to see me actually dodge enemies instead of shoot all of them. And while the enemies here are beatable, they're pretty nasty to actually try to fight. Unless you're really good at manipulating their behavior and taking advantage of this area's terrain. These guys will pop off real hard if you get in their sight cones. They jump around really fast, shoot really aggressively with a lot of bullets. Okay, I could climb down and do this. You could have traveled this way. Oh, and we don't have a map yet. We're gonna have to fix that. Yeah, this is something we can't deal with right now. None of our normal whole weapons will work on it, none of our special weapons will work on it. Yeah, see what I mean about those guys? So, while navigating this place isn't particularly difficult, it can be a bit troubling. Oh, I don't have to go in there. Nice. Yeah, to get the good ending, you don't actually have to enter all of the caves. I think some more poorly designed games would make you do that. Okay, these ceiling searchlights will drop these grub guys, which are easily disposed of with the charge tackle. It's also the only way to easily dispose of them. Now this is a place I need to go. Okay, same rule applies. These guys are very aggressive, accurate, and dangerous, and durable, and all of these guys in a room will smash right into you if you get in even one sight cone. There are ways to clear rooms of these guys without taking too much damage, but I'd rather not risk it. Thankfully, their sight cones really are this small. So you don't have to bust out all of your Metal Gear skills to get things rolling. Whoops, I did it wrong. As a side note, my favorite Metal Gear game to actually just play generally is Metal Gear 2 for the MSX2. I haven't spent that much time with Ghost Babel, but Metal Gear 2 is actually a fairly strong game. I think I spent more time with Metal Gear 2 than I did with Metal Gear Solid 3. And speaking of what Kojima is doing, apparently Death Stranding actually did well somehow. I'm not saying it's a bad game, it's just a very odd game. I'm not afraid of caterpillars. I can trigger those as much as I want. People say that I saw some people saying that Death Stranding only did as well as it did due to Kojima fanboys, but I don't think that being a celebrity designer is as much of a shield now as it might have been in the past. Because of things involving Kickstarter. Like, Keiji Inafune kinda got it in the shorts when it came to Mighty No. 9. And there are other designers who have turned out to be not quite as good on their own as when they actually had a team behind them. I think Igarashi is the exception because he's the one who actually had project management experience. He wasn't really just a creator, he was the one who managed the development of the Igavania games. I didn't even need to blow that up. I did it just because. Okay, another hidden passage. Surprise! Goodbye! No, I'll do it right this time. Same rules still apply. Okay, now you're seeing the problem with these guys. Thankfully I was able to act quickly enough before taking too much damage, but that was still an unfortunate situation. It's not so much the damage I'm scared of from those guys, it's the power loss. Yeah, these searchlights actually cause those slugs to show up. And it's another horde room. Easy enough. They spawn close to you, but they'll never actually spawn on top of you. Well, that was worth it. Yeah, the game kinda makes it simple for you by only putting one life up in every section. Yeah, might as well just trigger everything and sort it all out. What you're seeing is basically how I play stealth games when I can get away with it. Take care of everything with stealth kills or whatever, and then traipse freely about the premises. And now, a bit of hover. Okay, this is actually just one giant open area, and it has the normal spacemen intermixed with the ones that will light you up if you get their attention. So you can't actually use the chain lightning to dispose of the normal enemies here, because you'll trigger all of the purple guys, and there are like a couple of dozen of them in this area. So if you decide to get their attention, it's basically a death sentence. Theoretically, you can fight your way through it, but I don't wanna. The lava will not instantly kill you. If you fall into it, you'll just take damage like you were falling into water. Oh, that was incredibly close. Yeah, the thing about stealth games is that the way they're usually designed is that stealth games would basically be impossible if enemies were smart. And people tend to get annoyed when stealth sections give you instant game over on a failure. And rightly so. It's not really an interesting loss condition. Especially in games where you can't really do anything to track or obscure, track enemy movement or obscure your own or whatever. That's a pretty big boss room. That's a pretty big boss. Okay, so Venom Master, you shoot him like normal, but you can't really stun it. So what it will do is send out these drones to fight you, and you should probably get rid of them. Occasionally it will retreat through the walls and pop up in a different place. And then it will start executing this move. If you do not destroy all of the drones on one side before the thing finishes charging, it will unleash a kill beam that I'm not sure is instant death, but don't take chances. It'll fill the whole screen, you can't avoid it, and you'll take continuous damage until it's done or you are dead. For beating the boss with the giant kill beam, you get a giant kill beam for the Sophia. There is symmetry. Oh, whoops, I am out of energy. Yeah, well, I have plenty of life. I'll just, I'll make it somehow. Well, here he goes. Oh. Good thing the wall power-up exists. Oh, this is ominous. Yeah, this is the path to the boss, so I'm going to hold that off until next time. The next boss is a bit special anyway, so I will be seeing all of you then. Goodbye.